So when the Messiah is going to be announced, it's not going to be Stephen. It won't literally be him. It will be someone will be announced. It'll be representing him, just like Darius Shepard, just like the World Bank president, David Stephen. And so it's going to be the same thing. He's not literally going to pop up on the mainstream media. Not until after the 24th of May is the plan, anyway. Because he's also smart enough to know that most people, when the Messiah is announced on the mainstream media, that it's going to be it's going to be someone that's not really the Messiah. It's just a plant. So anyone that has some knowledge of the Bible knows that the Messiah will be announced. He will be the Antichrist, and then the real Messiah pops up after that. So that's why Steve's going to wait until afterwards, and then the plan is to appear out of nowhere with the book of Gematria, pointing out everybody's sins, except for his own, of course. I mean, well, he's pointed out his sins subliminally by just reading them, you know. Reading when you don't know who you're dealing with, and then just putting the arrow over 33-degree Mason, that kind of stuff. That's how Steve talks. So I went over this a few times, and I came, that's my conclusion now. Yeah, I changed my mind a lot, because I weigh things out, balance them out, and then whatever makes more sense, I go with that. But at first, I mean, still, in other words, the Messiah will be announced, and those rabbis over in Jerusalem, they don't really believe that, you know. They don't really believe in a Messiah. It's all a hoax. And that's just what they're paid to be planted there and say what they need to say and read their script that the elite gives them. But they truly don't believe in a Messiah. And a lot of people don't, because he was already here. He was already here, and he never left. So that's why when one person pops up as the Messiah, it's kind of hard to believe. Especially when his name's Stephen. You know, it's even harder to believe. But has anybody been promised like a big payday, like a big contract? I know Trump talks about these big contracts getting ready, big contracts getting ready to hand out quickly. And if you were promised payday, well, I'll tell you what, there is a day that God will pay you in return for your works that you've done on earth, that will follow you, by the way. They'll follow you because you're still going to be here on earth. But something's going to change really, really, really soon. Something very doubted is going to change. Something that has been doubted by the opposition. So today's the, is it the 12th? Yeah, it's the 12th. It's March 12th. So we have 9 days left, right, until the beginning of flight 322. Because that on the 21st. Let's see, is that Saturday, Thursday? All right, so Thursday, next Thursday, yeah, the 21st. I'm running out of things to say. Tired of doing this on YouTube. Can't wait until I'm shut down, because I'm not gonna quit. And if I didn't know what I know right now, I wouldn't be tired of doing the YouTube videos. I would know that I just still have time, that I don't know how much longer I have. But it's like, you know, when Christ was crucified, he knew the day that he was gonna get silenced. And Christ doesn't die this time around. So we are supposed to know when our mouths get silenced on YouTube, because YouTube, social media is the well, without social media, I wouldn't be in the running for you know, the World Bank president occupation job. That's, I mean, yeah, it's occupied, but you know, everything can be changed. It's just God's timing, not mine. So without social media, I mean, how would you know what's going on? Would you watch the news, the mainstream media, and get your information out of there? I mean, you can. Either way, I can look at that and still read between the lines. But social media helped out tremendously, especially by coming across Steve. That helped even more. Realizing the position that he's in, and just letting it sink in, like, yeah, I've been watching Fruitcake's videos all weekend. I gotta take a break. Like, hey, look, I'm honored. I mean, for you to be in that position, King Darius, and you're glued to me. I mean, and then calling good evil, and then you calling evil good. It's like, man, is this like, am I really awake, or is this some kind of trick dream that I'm still in, or something, where I've gotten the attention of the entire world, the people behind the scenes, and that's what I know to be a fact, an absolute fact. I will bet my life on it kind of fact. I need to know. That's all. I need to know. I need to feel that confirmation of, yeah, yup, you literally got their attention exactly the way that you asked for it. Didn't expect it. I asked for it. I didn't think it would be this easy. Thinking back 2 years ago when I first got on YouTube, it's like, who knew me? Who knew Robin? Nobody. My family, I mean, they always had their thoughts of like, man, Robin's a little weird. He's always talking about this judgment stuff. And even my bosses I'd worked for, the builders and contractors, and I sent them all those letters. They all of them, they all had, you know, like they all had things to say, and but a lot of it is just like, you know, I mean, okay, well, let's hope it doesn't happen, Robin, you know. And I'm like, no, let's hope it does happen. Yeah. I mean, when you know, when you begin to understand the mystery without anybody telling you, it's like, how did you begin to understand that? I thought we were supposed to tell you. So I know firsthand, without a doubt, that the most important people running the world, well, they know my face, they know my name, they know my message. They know where I come from. And they also know that, well, they're not very comfortable with their full outcome plan. But at the same time, you got to remember, I mean, unless Satan has a different plan for your asses, which he does. But you got to remember this. This is all purposed, and I believe that it's if you guys don't repent, okay, all right, if you don't, well, yeah, I mean, of course, there's a major catastrophe waiting on your end. However, I'm telling you that I know you guys will repent when the time comes, because you were told what you are doing, and your script is, it's been unrolled. See, God has given me the unrolled scrolls because I am a angel. I'm the angel from the Church of Philadelphia, and Michael's gonna help me. Now I was. It's like anybody else on YouTube. You always watch with doubt. You always have an immediate agent. But let me see what this agent has to say. And I always try to believe that they're not. I mean, it's just what I do. I go in it knowing the possibility is about 99%, but that 1%, I always think, well, maybe, maybe they're not. And then they start saying some shit that irks me the wrong way, and it just, well, I know it's the right way I get irked, but I just get this feeling like, well, are you watching me too? And why are you saying like the similar things that are coming out of my mouth? Not direct, like Michael helping me is the Spirit, who is like Mike. The Spirit is helping me, not an individual person. So when people start talking about individual people, it reminds me of taking the Bible literally, and you got some tricks up your sleeve that you're not really telling people, and it's not really authentic. And then when you're saying you're the angel from the Church of Philadelphia, well, there's 144,000 of them that hasn't denied God's name. And when you say that God has given you the unrolled scrolls, and you're so excited because you're unraveling the plan, like the words in the Bible, all the wordplay. Well, isn't the Lamb of God the one that was slain before the foundation of the world? Isn't he the one that has those scrolls and opening up the seals? So what are the seals? I guess you have to ask yourself, what are the seals? Are the seals interpreting the Bible? Well, yeah, yep, yeah. So, okay, well, Steve can say the same thing. Steve's interpreted the Bible. He understands hidden sentences, right? He's that fierce king that comes up at the end, understanding dark sentences. Okay. Kleck's saying the same thing, pretty much, right? Oh yeah, and then holding like gathering people up and coming shortly, and it's going to happen really. And yeah, when you take credit for it, I guess, is when you're a singular person and you take credit for everything in the entire world, it bothers me. Even if you know and you take credit, it still bothers me. So with this gathering, and it's going to be televised, and then, like, I know I say some things, but the reality is, in the end, it's just a guess. It's just a guess. So just relax, people. Nothing's going to happen. I mean, this year, just a scare tactics. Everything's going to pass by. Martial law is not going to be declared in April. World War III is not going to be declared, everybody. Just relax. There's not going to be a fake Harpazo in May. Not at all. Trump's not playing out the Messiah as if he's like the Messiah saying it's, you know, like John the Baptist kind of type role too. No. Obama. Look, they're not actors, all right? They were actually picked by the American public, and we are, because guys, our vote counts, and every politician, they don't lie. I don't know why people even say this. And Stephen Ben-Benenu, he doesn't work for Steve. Nope. The real Antichrist is the Pope, and the false prophet, and the beast. It's not, look, it doesn't have anything to do with Stephen James over there. Not at all. So, look, everybody, just relax. I mean, go about your business. YouTube, we're still going to be up, and we're not getting shut down. You know, the truth isn't going to get shut down this month. Not at all. Nope. It's not going to start exponentially getting tremendously struck down. I can't sense that or feel it in my heart and my bones. Nope. I couldn't sense that April 7th of last year was going to be the beginning of wars and rumors of wars. I couldn't sense that. That's why I didn't make a video beforehand saying it. I didn't know Steve was going to sing Rockin' Robin song. I just guessed. It was a guess. It was a guess. He just never produced. I don't know, maybe he got caught up, tied up with, I mean, he doesn't have anything to do. He has no money. Well, no, he does have money. Well, look, hey, either way, he wasn't going to sing Rockin' Robin. That's why he never produced the song right after he said he was practicing. And he couldn't wait to, oh my God, he couldn't wait to sing that song. And then it's just a trickle effect, and it just kept going. And I didn't know that Steve was going to talk about Michael helping him down by the river in the van. 21 full days before Trump actually started to use the phrase of 21 days and 3 weeks with that little signing extension from January 25th, after the 35th day of the 150-mile wall. I didn't know. But, you know, from that point on, he stopped talking about him. It's so, yeah, it's not like I alter people's plans or anything. I mean, this is the elite. They already have their script written out, for it is written. When someone comes along and alters their script, it's like, I wonder how he knew that. I wonder how did he know that? I mean, we're watching him day in and day out. We listen to every one of his phone calls. We know the only person he talks to on the phone so far is Justin. We know that. How does he keep knowing what we're doing? Well, look, nobody really knows, okay? Shh, don't tell him. Not until he's shut down and he can't go on. Oh, man. You know, I'm going to... I might be cursing you guys out, YouTube. I might be. Because Because when the time goes by, right, when World War III does start, and it is declared, when North Korea is the cause of it, right, because they're shooting off their missiles now, old missile man. When that does happen, and martial law is declared, and it all happens on those exact dates. I mean, it might be a couple, it might be mixed a little bit, might be a few days off, but the point is the general vicinity of can you say, 10 years ago, martial law is going to be declared in April, in the year 2019. So in 2009, could you see yourself saying that and knowing? So the point is, it hasn't happened. It's never happened over here for this reason of World War III. So when it does happen next month, going into May, and when it does happen on those specific dates, well, how can you deny where the information came from? I don't think you can. And that is the whole purpose. That is why I'm being used. And I'm perfectly okay with it. I just have to accept it without pride. I have to accept it. God, the creator of the entire universe and every single thing in it, that God is using me to just read the script. I'm reading your script. I know that you guys got the scripts out of the scriptures too. That's how it's easy to know. So when you know where you're at, when I know where you guys are at, it's my job to just tell this Black Mirror here, and the reward comes. It comes afterwards. Great rewards and gifts from God. And I only had to work for 2 years. I just had to stomach, and man, if I didn't pay attention to what was going on, and Obama continued to make me sick with the lies, and then Trump popping on, making me a little less sick because at least he's more tolerable than Obama to me. Because you know why? Because he was kind of funny. Sometimes he's kind of funny. I'll give him that. Obama made me sick because he kept interrupting sports when I was trying to watch it. But then once I started to realize that they're all actors, they stopped making me sick. Because how can you get mad at an actor? Well, I mean, they're just acting. They're just reading the script. Obama was really good at reading his script. And then Trump is, well, he's good too. I mean, look, these are the seeds of the meads, man. These media creatures, that's what you guys are. Is like, these are just creatures. And you, the whole goal is to pretend that you're not reading when you are. All of you. No matter what, you cannot possibly get away with it. Everybody that pretends that they're not reading, well, yous are, you know? And I think the best readers, I think what they do is they look like AMTV. He looks at the camera hole. The words are over here. So if you can train your eye, right, to kind of like how, like when I was following that amazing image of the beast yesterday in the sky, when that thing was shape-shifting, I was following it, driving, but my peripheral vision was paying attention to the road. My eyes were paying attention to the. I was worshiping the image of the beast up in the sky, as it was shape-shifting. And so the best readers, I guess, if you can train your peripheral vision to read, then you're golden. You'll never know that you're reading. It's almost over. I mean, those 7 billion people, man, they are not going to know what hit them. Like there was a time where I was planning for the future, then I stopped completely. I couldn't stand when people were talking. It just irked me. It's like, there's no future, man. And then, it's tough when you have kids too that talk about the future. And then, so I start entertaining the idea. Yeah, well, you know, I gotta let them live. I gotta let them live out their life. Then I realized, wait a minute, there is a future. It's right past that wall that I just punched through, because now it's I can see through it. And then I start punching through it some more, and then, you know, after 7 times that wall is going to collapse. So then now I can see my future. But people still talk about the future in a. It's like, all right, look, there was a time where I wasn't talking about the future. Now I am, but it's when you're worried about finances in the future. I'm not going there. I don't live like that. Future doesn't exist for me. This worry of financial future anymore. Financial is gone. It's a made up word, finances, because we're not going to need finances. And where Steve said he's going, they're not going to need roads. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, really, Steve? I remember that little saying that you were talking about with Back to the Future, you know, like October 21st, 2015, when Marty McFly came back to that timeline. And you said that where we're going to go, we don't need roads. I mean, I know you're just playing the role, because you're not really, you know you're not going anywhere. You know the same thing that I know. It's just, you knew it, and you withheld the information. I know it, and I'm distributing the information so everybody else can know. And some people don't like hearing it, I'm sure, because you want to disappear up out of this earth. You want to get up out of your flesh. Well, when you're still here and you still have to live, you know, don't be mad at me for telling you the truth. It's just, it's time to get it in gear. That's all. You got to get it in gear. Yeah, people get tired. But we're not meant to work 8 hours a day anyway. Like, I don't mind volunteering my time. You know, like, let's say 4 hours a day. I'll volunteer my time for 4 hours a day. That's like perfect. Because I'm used to working 8, slaving, having to work so I can pay bills. And then when I get my seat, right, I'll dedicate my time, you know, 5 days a week, okay, 4 hours a day. I will volunteer to do whatever it is. I mean, it might even turn out to be 12 hours a day. It's like, I'm not going to set the bar extremely high and unrealistic. I'm not going to say, like, I'm not going to be like a lying ass politician and promise the world and deliver nothing. I know I have a responsibility after this all changes, because I'm the one saying that it's going to change the way it is. And when it does, I mean, what are you going to do? Deny that I am getting my information from the Creator? Well, go ahead. Continue to deny it and see what happens to you. From that point on, I have nothing, no authority whatsoever. I can't help you. I can only help you understand now, before it happens, And then when it happens, and then get in line. Just get in line. I got in line a long time ago with God. He slapped me upside my head. I realized I learned my lesson. I stopped going against the grain. And things work out a lot better that way. So yeah, I know I have a responsibility once the world does turn, you know, the way I said it's going to turn, the way that my vision is, that I see, and it happens. Just get in line and then start doing what God needs you to do. Number one is to share. Share. I like the St. John guy over in Africa, the name of his thing. Share Tanzania, or Tanzania. Share. I like that word, share. A lot of people don't like that word. But you know, the weekends, I like to take my weekend and just relax. I don't have to work anymore again in my entire life. Some people are going to still have to work a little bit. The ones that, you know, for a time being, like, you're not going to have to work your entire life, but when it does change, the ones that are laughing at me, right? You guys that think it's funny, when you see this happening, trust me, you guys are going to work. Until, I don't know, until I feel like you've learned your lesson, and you were humbled even more. But everybody's still going to have a task to do, and I'm just telling you that mine is, I'll volunteer for 4 hours. Like, so it's 7:33. If I go to work and I know I'm leaving at 12:30, well, no, 11:30. I'm sorry, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, I'm leaving at 11:30. I have a lot better of an attitude just knowing that I'm leaving, and then to say, like, all right, well, I can come in for 4 hours and I get paid for 8. It gets even better. It gets even better. And then it's going to get to the point where it's not even work. It's something that I want to do for 4 hours a day. And I can do longer if I want. It's just the minimum is like 4 hours, you know. I give 4 hours of my time, 20 hours a week, and I just rest like I should, because I'm going to rest and my works do follow me. I think God's pretty pleased with my works.